Hello, this is Vance, and this is Friday, January 18th, 2013. And these are the CL trades for today. Things that I saw. Hopefully you can kind of carry on and see some of the same things or in the trading day. Price had made a low here of 95.53 in the overnight. And it reached a high of 96.12. So 96.12. 95.53. Now, what I think is significant, and I kind of alluded to when I was talking about this trade, is the way price responded in the overnight. And I really kind of referred to it as the measured move range. And I'll show you why. Because if you look at it from this standpoint, here's the measured move here. Okay. At least one measured move. Price comes back twice. And this is one measured move. And if you take this same ideas from this bottom, price went up this time to this high, came back to here, and measured move to here. And you look at this, here's price went up here one time, fell back twice, and like a measured move right to there from there. Okay. Now, I want to talk about the first trade. This is the first trade. It's a second entry long. Price makes a new high. First entry. Second entry. Bottom of support. Right here. It's after the open. Figure we're going to test this high. At least the overnight. You know. I mean, way prices responded. If it stalls here, you still got time to close it up. That's trade one. Second trade. This is a little bit more difficult, but you can see price failed to go up the first two times. Failure, strong bear bar, and we figure we're going to be testing this low, which it didn't quite get there. Okay, now it certainly made a good attempt, and if you can see, this is where it kind of wound up. Got your 15 ticks. That's great. Now, what about this area? Well, price makes two bars up, right to here. Pull back, Now, it didn't quite get there, but you think that, based on that move. Now, our trading is not perfect, that we're going to be testing this area. So, the problem is that this overlap. That's why I didn't look at this trade. And by the time this bar closes here, you don't have really enough room. However, if you've got, the wherewithal, this is the first failure down, price recovers. If you said this was a second failure down and you bought right before this bar closed, or you bought blindly, let's say you put a buy order right down here with the expectation it's going to go in this other direction, that would have gotten the ticks. But that's a very aggressive trade. And as you can see, I didn't mark it as such. You could have taken it. I'm just marking the most viable trades. Here is a little clearer trade. And again, price attempted to go up the first time, failed. Try to go up the second time, immediate failure. So, this bar here, this represents that price had gone up, came back down, gone up, immediately failed. Price goes short right there. This is a second entry short, by the way. Price makes a new low here. First entry, second entry. Okay, so that's, and then this immediate failure. Now, come down to test this area. If your stop is above, we'll see, I don't even know what the stop would be. Let me think here. What was the stop? 95.93. So if you put it above this bar, 95.04, 9 ticks stop. Up here, it would be 95.93. That's a 13 tick stop. 94, yeah, 13 ticks. Or, yeah, 14 ticks. So even if you entered here, you put your stop above here, which is above these bars, and you know that the way it's reacted, there's sellers up here someplace, but maybe they're just a little bit early. This trade worked. Now I'll give you another chance to go in. By this time, when price forms this double bottom here, this is a pretty strong. So you see price attempted to go up here. This is a first failure. It attempted to go up the first time, failed. Attempted to go up the second time, an immediate failure. Again, this right here is a place to go short. Back to the EMA, we still got a downward trend. We haven't tested this low of the day, so you got room there. And as a result, this was a trade that went right to the bottom. Now, measured move. Where's your target? Target is first move down. If you take a second move down, look where your target is. That's where exhaustion is. Down here, this is a little dicey. Is this a reversal pattern? It could be. You could have, it's going to come back to the EMA. Is it oversold? Is it, or is this the large move down? You could have taken a trade in here. I mean, if you're very aggressive, if you really follow the price action, there is a trade in there, but I'm not going to mark it. It's too hard to see. Resistance here, is this a failure? Is this going to continue to go down? I don't know. With these bars here, I want to see how far price is going down. You don't know if it's going to test. This could be a breakout pullback, and you could even think about it as that way. In fact, this is a very strong bar here. It pulled back. I want to see what's going to happen in the next one. So, on the next bar at least. So when this bar closed here, I mean, could you have gone short with the close of this bar? Well, I guess you could have. Let's see. With the expectation that it might test these lows, didn't quite get. Well, it did. It almost got there. This double bottom. So if you entered at 95.55, well, 95.41, didn't quite get there. See, there's not a lot of room there as far as getting to the bottom here for 15 ticks. But when price got to this bottom, so we've actually had, this is the first failure down, second failure down. Now, going long here, right at the top of this bar, a little bit dicey. If you would have gotten here with with a 15 tick stop, it did make it up here. But the problem is, you enter at 95.58. It gets to a high of 95.71. So it's really only 13 ticks, and then it comes all the way back down. All right. Now, if you have yours, you might have gotten shaken out. If you kept your stop at 15 ticks and you waited till it hit the first target, then you'd have been fine. But the problem is that when you have a failure like this, this is a bit of the only hint to stay into the trade is these long tails here. This is really price rejection from going down. And that's really the only reason that you could probably stay in this trade, even though if you entered right here. Frankly, if I would have entered here in this trade, and I didn't, but if I have entered here, I would have closed up my stop. I would probably gotten break even, because if it got to here, I would have moved my stop to break even plus one, and it would have taken me out. The thing is that you saw the trade on why I entered here, and I explained that, because after it kind of formed this spike down was like a double bottom. So in order for price to come back up here on the price action, it had to be a fairly dynamic move. Now, if you think this is the bottom, if I know this is the bottom here, and the move up is here, this is the first attempt, it comes up, second attempt, and so I went long right here. You saw where it was on the video. And if I get the second leg up, this is where it's going to be. So that was where my target was originally. And, well, you saw it on the video where I was able to get out. I wrote it up here, but it was 25 minutes. Traded those two contracts. Got up to here. Started shopping around. I mean, we had a lot of overlap in here, and I thought my target could have been at the top of these highs, and it did get there, but it took a while to work its way out. By that time, I wasn't trading anymore. There's a trade here. I mean, if you look at these double bottoms as support, it comes back, it hits the EMA. You could have gone long here. This is a long trade right here, especially when you have this failure. You got support with the EMA. You got the support off this double bottom. It looks to be like a range. It's that's one aspect of it. You think it's going to go higher at this point. So you notice this is a long. Same with here. I drew this trend channel off these two swings down here, like off this swing, and often try to gather up as most bars as possible. And so, it's really a kind of trend line / range. So those are the trades. This is late in the day. I don't know. It's kind of, again, this is price attempted to go down the first time, failed to go down. I mean, finished on this doji, attempt to go down the second time, going long here. This is close to being a second entry long. Price makes a new high. I mean, it closed in the doji, but then there's a second entry. It didn't quite get down there, but again, this is what I say, an aggressive trade. It depends on how you look at it, and so that's it. Those are the trades for today. Is what I saw. So it was 2, 3. I mean, there could have been one down here. Could have taken one here, but that's 2, 4, 6, 7 trades, 7 reasonably good setups. Quite frankly, it was a tough day today. I mean, there's lots of overlap. I mean, there's lots of chopping around here. I mean, especially down here. Here, this was a pretty tricky trade. I mean, this is, it's not an ace setup, and you saw my reasoning behind it, but, I was pretty quick on my stop to move to break even +1, because look at these long tails. We could have had failure, and I didn't want to give back anything that I've already made in the morning, so it's something to kind of keep in mind. Now, before I sign off, I want to talk about something about losses. Now, there are a number of journals that want to see where's my losses, where I got in, why did I move the stop, and everything else. Really, losses, in my opinion, it's really about risk management. And I really want to keep that away from the journal, because that's a whole subject unto itself. I mean, and that's a big part of trading. And frankly, I don't know if I really want to get it, because it's going to be unique for each individual. That's what I'm really trying to say more than anything else. A personal thing, I mean, I don't want to offend anybody. The point is that I'm giving everybody enough, I think. I mean, and it's taking time. And if I get into discussions about risk management and psychology on a regular basis, it'll never be finished, because it really has to do with the fact that it's unique to everybody. I guess that's what I'm saying more than anything else. I don't want to upset anybody. I mean, really, I don't mean to offend anybody either. I mean, I'm doing this voluntarily. I want people to, I think it's helpful to many. I mean, that's at least people have messaged me and so forth. But I get a lot of PMs, I get a lot of private messages, and to respond to all of them, don't get me wrong, I don't mind responding to them. But if they get to be too much, especially when it comes to things like risk management and psychology, unfortunately, that's something that each individual person has to really figure out for themselves. And that's what I'm trying to get across. I don't mean to be evasive, and I can talk about my losses, but as far as going into them, as far as management is concerned, or like how do I manage my losses, it's unique for everybody. It's like this. I mean, how do I describe how I closed up on this trade, I saw what I saw, and I traded what I saw. And that's why I was looking for that trade. I signed on early enough, traded the 2 contracts, told you why I got in, but it took a long time to complete it. Now, most of it's pretty boring. He's got to sit there for a long time for some of these things to transpire. So, I don't know what else to say. It's pretty simple. It's straightforward for me, and I don't know how I can describe it any more simply than I've already described it. And so to show losses, or to show I got in here and I got stopped out, and that's not, it was a wrong trade. It's just unsuccessful. I mean, I want to show the winning trades, because that's what's going to make you money. I don't know how it's going to help anybody to me to discuss my losses. I have them. I have losses. It's no secret. Every trader has them. It's how you take them, and how you take a loss and how you feel about a loss is a psychological thing. And that's what I mean by it's individual. If you can't hack taking the losses, you shouldn't be trading. And that's one of the basic ideas of trading, is that you have to be able to take losses. You have to be able to be flexible enough to make a change. And that's something that I can't give somebody. I mean, I can give you the method. I'm not going to be talking about losses. I was thinking about maybe marking up my chart and doing all that stuff. Believe me, this is taking a long enough time for me doing it. I don't want to do any more. I don't have enough. I barely have enough time to do it. I'm falling behind with this stuff. I mean, I've got a few other things I want to do, and I can't do it because I'm answering all these emails and PMs and stuff. So, I mean, it's not like it is, but if it starts to become a chore, then I'll stop doing it. So I'm going to stick with the methodology, and that's the way it's going to be. I mean, as far as losses, I hope I put that to bed. If you want to figure out your losses, figure it out yourself. And because I don't want to get in that subject. It's just too big a subject. I've got other things to do. I've got other markets that I want to trade that I've got to do my research. And if I spend any more time tutoring for free, it's just cuts into my time for me doing other things. I just can't afford the time. So I can rather not go there. Okay. That's it. That's all I have. Again, thanks for viewing. I appreciate all the viewership, and I look forward to it. I hope this is helping you. I know it's helped me as far as trading is concerned. I know that because it really makes me solidify my ideas and pass them on to others. I'll put a couple of things on the weekend, I think. I've got a couple of things that I want to discuss. Maybe I'll do a slideshow about risk or something, risk management from philosophical standpoint, something like that. But again, it's not really. There's lots of webinars on Big Mike's trading forum on the that really discuss those subjects much better than I can. I mean, I know what I do it for me, but you have to find your own method. Anyway, that's it for now. This is getting on to be 15 minutes. Hope you had a good day. If not, there's always Monday. Bye for now.